understanding that Delle Donne was back and there was going to be a lot of excitement around that. Thought that it was a total team effort. Everyone who played scored. Everyone had an assist. Just really, really big minutes from and contribution from our bench today, our second unit today, and just happy to, get better today and continue to build on this and leave this place with a win.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. We'll start off here with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, after they made their run in that fourth quarter there, just what adjustments, if any, you made to, I believe you finished off the game on 12-4.
Offensively, they were switching, and I think the biggest thing is they're being aggressive. So the mindset was to, get into the paint, not settle. And, we had some really good, strong drives and we're able to get to the free throw line. They're very aggressive on the ball. But I think that we are able to kind of get the ball swinging from side to side and make better decisions and choices with attacking them and not really seeking contact for a foul, but seeking to kind of finish through the contact. And defensively, it just tightened up a little bit more. We were switching as well. And so understanding that we just had to communicate and be in our spots, our shrink spots a little bit quicker and, cover each other's backs in that sense.
Yeah, and then obviously just the contribution from the bench and that second unit, which you talked about earlier, but just, it sounds like coach speak, but this idea of always being engaged and you never know when you're never going to get called. Is it just sort of talk or is that stuff real?
It's real, especially at this level, at the professional level. We hoop for a living. The team, I feel like I'm still a ball player sometimes. It is important, you never know when your opportunity is going to come. When opportunity meets preparation, we all know what happens. And that's just the name of the game when you're in this league. Everybody on every team in this league is a good basketball player, was a star at some point in their life. Now, when you come to a level where you're playing with other elite players and, the moments will come, sometime, today our big three weren't as efficient offensively, but, we have some great contributions from Ezzy, Steph, everyone else, stepped up in those ways. And that is the name of the game at this level, is to always remain steady, always remain focused and engaged and sharp, because when your time comes, you want to execute and you want to be ready for that opportunity. No problem.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Next one here is from Christos Saltis. Go ahead, Christos.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win. My question is about Breanna Stewart. Is anything on her game that's surprising you anymore about her attitude and her style of play, especially in current time?
No, nothing is surprising me because I see the work that she puts in. It is very fun to watch her journey in her career. I think that now we see, early on in Stewie's career, she's popping a lot and shooting threes. Now you see she's physical in the paint, getting to the bucket, getting to the free throw line. Her game just continues to evolve. And that's what great players do. They lock in, and they find ways to continue to get better, continue to help their team. And, we can talk about the hardware that Stewie continues to garner and winning everything. But what she does, why she is able to do that, is because of the hard work that she continues to put in.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach. Next one here is from Masvida from Cascadia Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach, just if you talk about the importance of closing out games in the last 3 minutes, from the 3-minute mark on to the end of the game, you just allowed 4 points for them and you guys scored 10. Just the importance of closing out game defensively.
It's very important, especially when you're on the road. There are other things that contribute to momentum swings, whether it's crowd, whether it's, extra added adrenaline. And when you're able to find ways to win on the road, you win by 1, you win by 30. A win is a win. And that's the evolution for this team too, to grow in those moments. We're working on obviously kind of maintaining our leads, but within that, getting stops, when they can't, when we need. Deflections from Steph, I remember vividly, she got a deflection on Hines Allen. We got a couple of steals down the stretch because we're very aggressive. I think as this team continues to grow and learn how to move with one another in their communication, how to play off one another, I think that it will grow. We will continue to grow as a unit on both ends of the floor, but it is important to close out games within those last few minutes on the road, because it's a very tough environment, and you have to really hone in and rely on yourself for that energy and that extra push to get the job done.
And how much patience and poise does it take to ruin a homecoming for another team? But that takes quite a bit of determination, patience, correct?
It does, and the message, my sentiment before the game was, we understand, Delle Donne is back, and there's a lot of excitement around that, but our focus is on ourselves and our schemes and our matchups and how to make her uncomfortable, how to take away their threes, and how can we best, just attack the team. And so I thought the focus, in that instance, it has to be on ourselves and our mindset and our game plan, and just kind of executing and not kind of worrying about all the, externals that are going on, just locking in and focusing, having tunnel vision on what we need to do to accomplish, our goal for that day, the game.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach. Next one here is from M. Adler. Go ahead, M.
Hey, Coach. Just wanted to start off. I was wondering what your reaction was when you first heard that EDD was going to be playing in the game, and sort of how you approached the impact of her popping when you want to under and her sliding into the paint to challenge those rotations.
Mm-hmm. We heard kind of before the road trip that this was a game that she was eyeing to return. And so when we get the update that it's probable, then our focus goes to game planning for her. It was just a matter of not knowing how they would start. They started, relatively big with Hines Allen there. The biggest thing, coming off and not playing in 2 years, it's kind of, checking her temperature, so to speak. Like, is she able to get up and down? Is she able to stay in front? And making sure offensive and our defense, their offense, that we get to her on pops, congest, crowd her. I thought we did a decent job of that today. And, aside from that, Tina Charles is a load, what they do at the 3-point line. So it was a matter of making sure we were locked in on everybody, not just Delle Donne.
Gotcha. And then just to finish up, last night, trade deadline comes and goes. You're standing pat with your roster. I know, like, Katie Lou, now it's kind of your backup 4, which isn't exactly optimal. How do you feel about that going forward? And how close do you think you were to maybe making an upgrade here or there?
I feel very good about it. Katie Lou has done an excellent job, in Chicago and New York without Sue and Stewie. She was able to show her versatility in that aspect. I think she can stretch the floor with her threes. She's a very good rebounder, and she's, learning and locking into our schemes on the defensive end. I look at it as, I'm not comparing our team. I don't want to compare our team to an NBA team, but you see a lot of small ball, and that's kind of the evolution of our game. And how do teams match up with us is how I see our roster right now. We have good threat from the 3-point line. We have excellent rebounding in Sadie's and Ezzy, and we have obviously, the GOAT and Sue. So I think, our mindset is continue to grow, continue to get better, and making it harder for teams to adjust to us.
Great, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach. Last one here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Coach, I really thought your bigs, were the big story of this game. Stewie, Ezzy, and Sadie's combined for 48 points, 20 rebounds, and 9 blocks. Just talk about, I guess, all their performances. I thought Mercedes was really key in that first quarter, and Ezzy's effort off the bench as well.
Definitely. Early on, Sadie's kind of had our first couple of buckets, I believe. And so, you talk about the attention that Stewie receives, but also, I talk about Mercedes all the time. She has an ability to do a lot of things on the basketball court, scoring in the inside, passing, moving, setting good screens. And I thought she was very solid. Jeff gave me a stat about her efficiency recently, shooting about 75, 78% right now. I mean, and that's underrated. We don't talk about that a lot, but again, it's the little things that Mercedes does. And then Ezzy, just been super proud of her. Just the impact that she provides is her energy, you know, her will to go get a rebound, to run the floor hard. And now she's really, really growing in her defense and understanding the players in our league and how to adjust, not, you know, staying on the floor, not getting in foul trouble. You know, that was kind of one of the things that happened a lot last year. And so, you know, our bigs are doing an excellent job. Obviously, we know what Stewie does and provides, but I think early on in the game, you know, I wrote it on the board, like, let's go to our fives. Let's make, you know, them defend our fives.
And then lastly, I just felt like this was a real gutsy win. They come out, you know, kind of jump on you guys early, 11-2. You guys rally, take the lead, and then even get a pretty sizable lead. But then every time you did, they had this big rally in them, and even, you know, retake the lead on Hines Allen 3 late in the game. Just talk about, I guess, the composure of the team and the ability to kind of get that gutsy win.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, again, we talk about road wins. Getting wins on the road is kind of setting up, you know, what to expect in the postseason. You know, sometimes with this team, it's a matter of just staying the course. You know, not getting too high, not getting too low, staying even keeled. And I felt that I never felt that we were just kind of out of sync in a way that we couldn't kind of steady the ship. I just thought that we needed to lock in a little bit more on what we needed to do. Obviously, I think in the, you know, the first few minutes of the game, we're taking quick shots and not moving the ball. So I think we're learning, we're growing, we're trying to continue to peak at the right time, and just figuring out how to play with one another. But yeah, figuring out how to win on the road and pulling out difficult wins on the road is a sign of a very, very good team.
Definitely. Thank you, Coach.
No problem, Jeff.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we're ready with Stewie.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Stewie. I think we're starting off here with a question from Percy.
Hey, so it was interesting for me because it was my first road game, but just the crowd and everything that you guys had to deal with. It was a fantastic crowd. They got into it. Elena coming back, all of that, and now you guys lose that lead in the fourth. Just how did you guys protect this moment?
I mean, we were expecting them to make a run when you're playing at home, and like you said, the crowd expected, and you know, we weathered their punch, their run, and was able to kind of finish the game with a run of our own and make plays down the stretch, especially defensively. And Sue hit a big three, Steph hit a big three, and that Sadie's hit big free throws, and that helped propel us to get the win.
Hey, just how important is it to win a tough game when perhaps your big three isn't, you know, as efficient as you guys normally are, and you guys found major contributions from different parts of the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's just goes to show the depth of our team, and obviously, especially the bench. Having 25 bench points is huge. And just knowing that, when people aren't having their best night, other people are stepping up. And that's what defines a team.
Awesome. Thank you.
Got you.
Thanks, Stewie. Next one here is from Christos Saltis. Go ahead, Christos.
Hey, Stewie, great game, first of all. I would like to ask you, that game was more challenging for you with Elandel down on the other side.
If it was?
Yeah. It was more challenging for you.
I mean, anytime I'm matched up with Elena, it's obviously going to be tough. Just having a lot of respect for her game and knowing what she can do. And I think, our main thing was knowing she hadn't played a game in a long time. And it's not easy to just jump right back into that. And even still, she had 16 points. But, I think we just tried to make it difficult for her. But she's Elena, and she showed that, no matter if she didn't play for 2 years, she came out and made it tough for us.
And also, how can you talk about your mindset, especially in the crunch time, and how important for your evolve as a player is this part of your game to be one of the best players in the world right now?
When it's crunch time, it's time to, I guess, tighten everything up, make those plays offensively, defensively, and make sure that we get a good look, no matter who shoots it. I think that, we want to get a great shot at the rim, obviously not one where shot clock is winding down, and know that, make or miss, we're happy with the shot that we got.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Stewie. Next one here is from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Stewie, regarding Elena, I know she entered the league just a few years before you. Were you following her career? You guys have very similar play styles. I think a lot of people compare the two of you. Like, were you following her career when you were in high school or college and like either trying to learn things that she did or mimic anything that she does out on the court?
Yeah, I mean, definitely following her career. Not as much through high school. Obviously aware of, who she was, but more so in college, as she was at Delaware, because we overlapped 1 year in college, and we had a potential opportunity to meet up with them. And I think it was in like the Elite Eight in Bridgeport, but just trying to kind of take anything I could from her game, her versatility, the way she has. She's always composed, always under control. And now, to play against her, but alongside her a lot of the time with USA Basketball, you just appreciate other people's talent and, realize that, having multiple people who can continue to kind of use their versatility on the court, but also off the court to kind of expand and continue to raise the bar for women's basketball is what's most important.
Definitely. And then I just felt like this was a real gutsy win for your team. You guys are down 11-2 early on, and you guys rally, you take the lead, and you hold the lead for a good part of the game. But every time you did, they're rallying, cutting it to 2 points, 3 points, even take the lead on Hines Allen's 3 late in the game. Is that just kind of part of the championship mentality that this team has to overcome those?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we were flustered in the beginning when it was 11-2. I think we got a lot of good looks at the rim. They just didn't go in, and just continuing to kind of play through that when we had our bench come in, gave us some different energy than what we started with, and just continue to kind of gut it out. Like you said, anytime we play on the road, it's not easy. Anytime we play anybody, it's not easy. But just making sure that, we're making big plays and we're constantly continuing to play, whether the ball goes in the basket or it doesn't, because we know after 40 minutes, chances are we're going to be on the better side of things if we continue to play hard.
Awesome. Thank you, Stewie.
Thanks.
Thanks, Stewie. Last one here is from M. Adler. Go ahead, M.
Hi, just had a quick question. So Washington's kind of unique with the lineup that they threw out today with the three bigs, but all of them are sort of very capable interior strong defenders. What did that do for your approach, just, in terms of if you switch on to the three, it's a different look than usual?
I mean, I guess if you look back to 2018, 2019, they did go with these big lineups a lot. So when we saw it at the start of the game, I don't think we were super surprised. It's just different because, obviously they have a lot of length. I took a lot of threes, which for me, I felt I had good looks, but especially in the second half and in the third, I was trying to get to the basket and put pressure on the rim. And that's really it. I think that, at some point on the court, there was a mismatch, whether it was the 3 or the 4, and just trying to take advantage of that.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stewie. You're all good.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Whoa, and the camera, I don't even know which way to put it because it is like backwards.
There you go. All right, we're ready for Sadie.
Hey, Sadie, thanks for being here. We'll start off with a question from Percy. Go ahead, Percy.
I'm curious about just how important is it to win games like this when your sort of big three isn't necessarily having their best games? And can you feel that in some way in it? Like, at what point do you know, all right, they're not kind of doing the thing right now, so the rest of us need to be more assertive?
Yeah, I mean, it's important for us as a team just hitting this end of the stretch of the season to win all games. But especially on the road, the environment is tough. It's always tough to win on the road. So today was a huge game for us. And I think the bench stepped up tremendously. They came in and they played hard, played really, really good minutes for us. And it's going to be games like that where different people have to step up and just use opportunities.
And did you guys maybe take it as any type of a challenge when you see Washington comes out with their big lineup and they've got Elena back, and lo and behold, it's Seattle's big three inside there that sort of matches them, kind of overpowers them?
I mean, I feel like we start a big lineup every night with Lou at the 3 with her size, but yeah, I think we matched up pretty well against them on both ends of the floor. We came out aggressive. I think we kind of hit a lull in the third quarter, but we picked it back up and kept that momentum to help us win the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sadie. Next one here is from Masvita from Cascadia Sportsnet. Go ahead, Maz.
Thanks. Hey, Mercedes, if I have this correct, during the Olympic break, you took some extra time in the gym to work on your game, various parts of it. Just how satisfying is that now, not only just for you, but for your ability to contribute to the team and continue your commitment to excellence and play well?
Yeah, actually, honestly, it was nice. Because of that break, it was just time for me to have more skill work. Obviously, you don't get a lot of time with that during the season because we're always on the go. So that time for me was good and it was important. I also had time to rest, which was huge because the end of the season is very important for us. And playing straight through, we would have been probably gassed at this point, but the break was good for us. Obviously, we had some gold medal winners, which was huge. But yeah, I think the break was nice for me.
And just with the bench playing well, the starters playing well, just the type of confidence that's building and patience you guys have in going down the stretch, whether your shots are going in or not, just knowing that, as Brianna said, when the game is close, you guys are going to be there.
Yeah, it's huge. I think our chemistry has been very well the past couple games, and our bench, like I was saying earlier, is so important for us, just bringing extra energy, extra offense, tenacity on the defensive end. And I think they know when they come in, they just got to bring that energy and that effort and that passion. And they did a very good job of that tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sadie's. Next one here from M. Adler from The Next. Go ahead, M.
Hi. So the past couple of games you've been playing against with Natasha Howard, Tina Charles, those are smaller centers than you, but maybe they're a little bit stronger in the post. They can back you up, but your length has been able to really defend the rim pretty well. I was wondering how you approach those kinds of matchups where maybe you're giving it a little advantage in one area, but your length is able to contest a lot.
Honestly, I approach the game the same way, no matter who it is, just bringing energy, bringing length and athleticism on the defensive end. I think obviously each team is gonna bring a different matchup for me, but at the end of the day, if I'm just bringing energy, that's important for my team.
Gotcha. And then I was wondering, in terms of both rolling and in terms of posting up, cuts inside on offense, with the Mystics playing with the three bigs most of the time, all of whom they felt comfortable guarding centers, just how you approached different aspects of the offense depending on who was guarding you or in the paint.
Honestly, I think our offense is built just to create movement, create flow, recognize the mismatch, but you might not get it. So just keep the ball moving. And I think we did a good job of that. We didn't let the ball get stuck too many times in one person's hand, excuse me. And I think that was really key.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Sadie's. Last one here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Sadie's, in that last game, or the first game, I should say, against Washington earlier this season, Tina Charles had 34 points. Today, you guys hold her to 20, but more importantly, 40% field goal shooting. What were the keys defensively to kind of slowing her down?
Yeah, that was huge for us, just to keep her in traffic, keep a lot of bodies around her so she's not getting open, easy looks. And then, just keeping her in congestion was really the whole game plan. And I think we did a good job of that. We did a good job of running them off the three-point line, making them drive and contesting every shot. So we were pretty solid on the defensive end.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're ready with Ezzy here.
Well, hey, Ezzy, thanks for being here. We'll start off with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Hey, Ezzy. Obviously, this has been a fantastic road trip for you. We're high 21 at Chicago, 10 points at New York, and then 14 what's going on with you? Just maybe, are you hitting something, or have you found something during this stretch?
I think I obviously started the season a little slow, and I think just coming back from the Olympics, I knew I needed to contribute more. I think probably my role at the Olympics kind of gave me a little bit of confidence coming back here, but I think, I guess it's confidence, just going out and knowing that, Noe, the coaches and my teammates have trust in me has definitely helped. So just being able to contribute when I can.
It was like sort of, Noe said earlier that the things that she's saying to you is that you're able to play defense more, stay on the court with the foul power, and then those minutes have allowed you to make the fine things on the offensive end as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think foul discipline was a big thing at the start of the first half of the season, and I needed to get better at playing without fouling, especially against bigs like Tina, like Delle Donne as well. So I think just being able to not foul as much obviously helps me, and gives me a bit more court time on the court, and gives me that rhythm, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ezzy. Next one here is from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Ezzy, you finished the game 7 of 8 from the floor. a lot of those kind of in traffic down in the post. Do you feel like you've kind of developed your game more this season? Is it either from just getting that playing time, or do you feel like you've done more strength training to be more physical down there, or what do you think is the key?
Probably a bit of both. I think I know to make it in this league, I did have to work on putting on, I guess, a lot of, or having more strength in the post. So that was something I worked on in the off season and like continue to work on during the season as well. But yeah, I think second year, you always have a bit more confidence. Last year was my rookie year. And I think just knowing the team, knowing the system, knowing that my teammates and coaches have faith in me, like I said, has definitely just helped, I guess. And I feel a little bit more comfortable this season.
And then in this game, they get up on you guys 11-2 at the very beginning, and then the bench comes in, I think around midway through the first or late in the first, and you guys really rallied. I think you guys finished the first quarter on a 14-5 run, and then you guys end up taking the lead early in the second quarter. You were a big part of that, and you and Steph and Piff and Jordan. Just talk about the bench ability to kind of turn this game around.
Yeah, I think, the starters, they do a great job day in and day out of just setting the pace of the game, setting the tone. So I think when we can help them and come in and bring the energy, it not only gives them a break, but it, I guess, gives us a chance to, show the depth on our team as well. So I think that's what we were able to do today. And yeah, like they got a run on us, but I think it's a long game and that's kind of what we play. So just knowing the game's not over in the first quarter and just being able to bring that spark off the bench is what we were able to do.
Awesome. Thank you, Ezzy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ezzy. I think this will be the last one here from M. Adler. Go ahead, M.
Hey, I just wanted to ask, this is the first game since basically the break came back from the Cup that you have not spent any time in the lineup with the Twin Towers with you and Mercedes Russell. So I'm wondering just how you thought that fit went and if you enjoyed the experiment.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that today, but I think just figuring out dynamics is something that we have the luxury of doing. We go in with different matchups, and it was great playing with Sadie's when Stewie was taking a break, but I love playing with different matchups, and it kind of just gives you a different look. So yeah, we didn't have the Twin Towers today, but I think I love playing with Stewie. I love playing with KB Sierra as well. So yeah, I didn't even notice.
Great, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Ezzy. You're all good to go.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.